Yo, ladies and gentlemen, it's Ebro and Laura Rosenberg had a baby. He's not here. We'll catch up with him at some point. There's a show coming on what channel?
It's on Netflix.
On Netflix. And what's it called?
Selling the City.
Selling the City, specifically about this city, New York.
There's only one city called The City.
Well, nah, I mean, San Francisco got something they want.
But
actually,
nobody says the city, and they're talking about San Francisco.
Actually, the basketball team actually wears, the Golden State Warriors, it'll say The City on their jersey.
Okay, well,
they're
somebody,
wrong.
Yeah, they're so wrong. They need to change those
Listen,
jerseys.
all of what you're saying is correct, but we have an international
sense.
audience. So introduce yourselves. What are your names?
Eleonora Srugo.
I'm Giselle Meneses Nunez.
I was skeptical about having you guys on.
Okay.
Why?
Because having a conversation about expensive real estate at a time where people are going through what they're going through, I felt like it might be in bad taste.
Okay.
But I said, you know what? Let's have them on and have the discussion anyway.
That's fair.
Right?
So these shows, it's unscripted. It's a form of life that, gets sort of like the Hollywood treatment.
Right.
They are escapist shows for a lot of people, right? That's why they enjoy this genre of television. And, a lot of real life in New York is about difficulty with housing, but what people want to see on the show is aspirational, right? It's the fashion, it's the visualization of the cast, the city. I will say the city looks incredibly beautiful on this show. The real estate and, the big flashy numbers. It's an escape. It's not a documentary about real estate, so that's what people have to understand.
Right. It's for entertainment.
It's an entertainment show, and a lot of it delves into, the personal lives of the women who are, trying to make it on their own in a commission-based business where they're essentially all self-starters having to support themselves. So I'd say a bigger theme of the show is being an entrepreneur, owning your own business, the struggles and decisions you have to make. We do talk about personal financial issues, fertility issues, things like that. There's a lot more depth. But certainly for the person that just wants to come home at the end of the day and unwind, with whatever, then it's like the dream and the fantasy of.
So I think both of you guys are New Yorkers.
So I'm originally from New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Close enough.
Yeah. Listen, I grew up coming to New York all the time.
Yeah. What town in Jersey?
I'm from Elizabeth, New Jersey. I grew up in Elizabeth.
Okay, boom, I love it.
And I've been coming to New York since forever. Since I was a teenager, I would just hop on the bus and shoot right over, or take the NJ Transit, one stop away. But anyway, so New York for me has been very aspirational, like Eleanor said, and a lot of, my first job was in New York. Everything was pretty much here in New York. Like the city raised me in a way, the same way that,
And Giselle our cast comes from all across the country. She represents the tri-state area, so we need her on the show. We love that.
And to add to kind of what you were talking about, the show does speak about a lot of the more lavish deals, but we work with all kinds of clients. I have a lot of clients who are first-time investors, first-time home buyers. So we don't just work with, the $75 million client. Right. We also...
Well, I think my hesitation in having you guys on was not so much that we think that billionaires and people buying expensive shit in Manhattan doesn't exist.
Right.
It's that we are living currently in a moment in the city where the expensive shit and the billionaires are the reason other people can't really exist. It's becoming unlivable, right? And there's a housing crisis, and it's very hard, right? That's a real thing.
There's a very real housing crisis, yeah.
The city's always had this, right? New York City's always had very rich people and very, very poor people and everything in between. And we kind of share. And one of the appealing things for many people about New York City is you still got to figure out how to survive. Even if you got a lot of money in this city, you still got to figure out how to navigate the city,
Look,
right? Yeah.
This is the birthplace of upward mobility. It is the place that people, whether you're from Jersey or really anywhere around the world, you dream of coming here and starting over. I mean, most of America is built on immigrants, and 40% of them came through New York, right?
Yeah.
This is the home. And it's also a very special place where you can live an hour and a half outside of the city in, affordable housing, or be a billionaire on Central Park South, and you can be at the same event or party. And it's a very unique city in that way, right? In that there's integration. And so there is a real possibility, I mean, that you can one day be having one job and dream to someday achieve something else. I still think I understand the current climate, but there is still an integration that exists in the city that makes things possible. Harder,
Do
but
you
possible.
feel in dealing with the clients, so in 2023, Eleanor, you sold a condo for $75 million.
Yeah.
This is the most expensive condo sale in the history of the city.
No, there was one for 117 just last year.
Oh, got it. So a year later, it doubled.
And then actually for 6 years ago, there was one for like $220 million.
Got it. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're
just curious. Where in the city was this? Just curious.
So it's
See,
called,
this is the
it's on Central
aspirational
Park.
shit.
Yes.
This is why people watch the show.
It's on Central Park South.
Okay.
Right. That's exciting. That's crazy that there's a $220 million single apartment.
Yeah.
Not a home, just an apartment.
Right.
Where, by the way, like the ceiling heights could be a little higher. The door, like it's not perfect. But it's a near perfect building, I would say. It's on Central Park South. It's what's beautiful about the building is that it's built brand new, but it was built with like New York limestone, so it looks.
That's a real
like
skinny
a
one.
pre-war
Is that
building.
the skinny one?
No, it's not the real skinny one. That's 432 Park, the one that's like just a big rectangle, right? No, it's adjacent. It's next to it. So that whole row is called Billionaires Row, right?
Yep.
So this particular building, though, has really high prices. It's one that is very untouchable on Central Park South.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So in dealing with these human beings that have this exorbitant amount of money to spend on these things, do you find that they give a damn or are aware about other things going on in the city, and what do you guys ever even have these conversations about what they're doing to value, what this stuff means to them? Like, what is it?
It's interesting. You, as a real estate agent, are, in a professional business, right? Your job is to advise your client, but it ends up being a very personal process, right? Like, it is the biggest purchase that most people make in their lives, no matter how wealthy they are, even if they have boats or planes, and it usually represents something for them, whether it's like a goal or a new family or even a divorce or a death or someone moving to school. So you become very, very much like a friend, and so you do have the opportunities to talk to them about these things. The truth is that every client is different. For me personally, I can say that like most of my clients are really the ones that are at these high numbers. Most of them are self-made. They are people that I admire. They are people who are very much self-aware. They are community-driven. So personally, I don't know. I think my clients are incredible. Obviously, also, I make a living based on working with them.
I can't believe you. I can't believe you. Them checks is too big for you to
admire them.
be.
I have some, like some of them are women. They're native New Yorkers.
Right.
Actually, this particular one that you're talking about also like really came from nothing. So I don't know.
And for you, Giselle, being from Elizabeth, New Jersey, I guess, we all fall in love in this kind of American machine with the potential to make, money. Like most people who live in this country, they love the idea of being able to make as much money as they could possibly make, right? Is that why you fell in love with real estate? Was it about the money? Was it about the lifestyle? Is that why you're here?
Well, I have a family, and I am, the head of my household. I always have been. I have a daughter. I take care of my father. And so, for me, it was always about like the hustle and the grind. And, I was actually introduced to Eleanor because I was like in limbo. I was leaving the company that I started with, which was like a very small boutique agency in New Jersey in Fort Lee. And so I was looking to switch brokers, and a friend of mine said, there's this woman who I know, she's a beast. She's like a monster in the industry. And she's looking to partner with another woman, but a New Jersey agent, because she has business in New Jersey that she needs, tended to. And she needs someone she can trust. And so our good friend connected us. And I spoke with Eleanor at first over the phone, through text message. I couldn't really catch the vibe yet. But then when I walked into the office on Madison Ave, and that's always like a dream, right? Like, I'm from New Jersey, so I come in to New York, I'm on Madison Ave walking into this big office, and that already is
the
like,
look, the feel, all the New York stuff.
The whole thing.
Of course.
Then I go inside, I'm talking to our office manager, Yuval, who's great. And then Eleonora walks in, and I'm expecting someone to come in like, suited and booted, like, no, she comes in like sweatpants,
just
Air
like
Force
this.
Ones, just like this. And automatically I was like, oh, I could really like rock with her. She's fire. And she knows, she's extremely knowledgeable. She knows the numbers, she can hold conversations. She holds her weight. So I just automatically was like so attracted to the idea of what she is and what she embodies and what she resembles and what she was trying to build. And that was it. Like, we hit it off.
Yeah, and look, it's okay to say that you got into this industry to make money. I mean,
I hope you got it. I hope you got into an industry where you worked 7 hours a day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
I was $200,000 in debt
for me,
after college. I left a corporate job to get into real estate because
but
I
it was
needed to
never
make money,
just
real
about
money.
also the money. It's also about like doing it the right way and also like having respect and self-worth. And there's a lot of people who are making money and they're doing, can I curse on here? They're like shitty people, or they're doing shitty things to other people. Like, I respect her work ethic and the way that she carries herself. So that being a part of that and making money while you're at it, of course I wanted to, do this. And
there are people who have skills who can, make clothes, or doctors who can, fix people's health. Salespeople don't have a skill other than themselves. It's really, that's all you have. It's like your ability to sell yourself and connect with someone else. That's why I always, we're building very long-term relationships here. It's sort of like, you can only, it's the most self-reliant industry you can be in. So for me, I there's no shame in saying that, you needed to earn a living. That is traditionally why most people get into real estate. It's something that's very easy to get into. It's a very low barrier to entry. It takes about 3 weeks to get your license.
But you got to pass them tests, though.
Absolutely, but only about 10% of the licensed agents are doing real business.
Say that. So wow.
Yeah, they're about one.
Before we
most
start our
licensed
combo,
agents also drop. They stop within a year or two.
So you when we started this convo, you said there's 38,000 or 30
in New York City.
In New York
Give or
City, there's
take,
38,000 real estate agents, and you're saying 90% of those people are not doing real business.
Probably no. It's probably a side business, or it's not. Yeah.
Or quit after a year and a half.
Yeah. I think there's 1.6 million licensed in the U.S.
So you have this show, Selling the City. It's on Netflix. Who came to you? Was this your idea? Was it like somebody saw you in action? They heard about the $75 million sale. It was like, get this girl.
$75 million sale came later, actually.
Oh, okay.
There were other big sales. So, have you ever heard of Selling Sunset?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are the New York spinoff of Selling Sunset. So Selling Sunset is Netflix's biggest unscripted franchise right now. They also have Selling the OC and Selling Tampa. And
people want to see New York. New York's
I think they were toying with the idea of doing New York. It's but giving New York that beauty treatment is expensive, and it had to be right. And I think that after 8 seasons of Sunset, they were sort of looking for the right fit. I think when they originally reached out to me, actually, they probably weren't sure. They were like, maybe come to LA. We like her. She's a personality. But then I was like, come spend a week with me in New York and you'll see. We have to do this show. So that's sort of how it came about.
Yeah, we live in an interesting time too, where it's there's definitely people who are on some eat the rich type shit, right? They hate billionaires, they hate the whole fucking thing. They want them gone. They feel taken advantage of by the system. They feel there's a lot of emotions. And then I think on the other end of the spectrum, you have, this venture capitalist world that is basically eating up everything, that all it gives a fuck about is margins and getting money. And
I think in the next 4 years, we're going to see someone become a trillionaire.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe sooner. Maybe sooner. Probably Elon.
Oh, yeah.
Probably Elon. In New York City, with congestion pricing and them getting rid of lanes to drive cars and all of the things, I often, and I think I'm serious, but I turn it into a joke. I'm like, yo, they don't want us here. If you don't make a certain amount of money, they don't want you in Manhattan. They want you gone. Do you feel like as someone who's literally watching buildings get built, hearing about the new buildings going up, hearing about places getting bought and sold, are there more and more billionaires moving to New York City? Is it becoming more of a thing, less of a thing?
It actually, I think it oversaturated the market, and there are a lot of empty apartments on Billionaire. Right. I think they sort of jumped the gun. What people don't realize is the wealth that was created during the pandemic isn't really with billionaires. That's what we like to talk about. It's actually like centimillionaires. It's the people that have a net worth of about $100 million. So really, if you want to build for new wealth, people should have been building $5 to $15 million apartments, not these over-the-top mega. Yeah. That probably was a mistake, actually. And that really maybe is defining sort of what upper middle class of Manhattan is. Do I feel that they don't want? No. Manhattan won't function without the working class. It's just that's what it is. It doesn't work without it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you grew up with like an artist family. Like you grew up.
My mom, I actually wasn't born here. Came to this country when I was 2. With like a high school dropout, very artsy mom. So, I've seen neighborhoods evolve firsthand. I've experienced it. I understand.
Where are you guys from?
Israel.
Israel, dope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you've seen when you say you've seen neighborhoods evolve, like just the turnover, the change, the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, Manhattan, at the end of the day, Manhattan's an island, so it's a limited inventory. There's only so much where things can go and change and evolve. Like, you even just right around here, like remember this sort of the garment district and what Broadway was, and now it's like Nomad, right? Or what Soho was, or what the meatpacking was. Eventually, it spills over. Even parts of Chinatown by the Manhattan Bridge, like everything leads into itself here. Look, I certainly less in the housing space, but more even in education. Like I agree. I think that there needs to be real power behind creating more opportunities.
Eleonora Giselle, Selling the City on Netflix now.
On Netflix now. We're teetering in the top 10 in and out.
Globally.
We were number 3 globally.
Number 3
in the country. Tell me what you guys thought this interview
globally
was going to be like. Because I get this, I'm feeling like you guys didn't anticipate the interview having this energy. What did they tell you?
Energy. I like it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that's what you anticipated.
I really didn't know what to expect.
I thought maybe you'd watch at least like 5 minutes or like the coming soon or watch our trailer. Yeah,
we definitely thought we were going to get some questions.
I just went to your Instagram.
Not our name. Yeah, just
nothing.
Okay.
It's better like this, though.
It's okay, but like, look. Obviously we're here because we want to promote the show.
That's
we want people to see it. For me, as a native New Yorker, like it could not have been a greater gift in life to be able to do something that I think makes people want to like jump into the screen and move to New York. Right. To me, that was a cool thing to be a part of.
Do you feel like New York needs that right now? Like people moving to New York?
I do. I got a lot of shit the other day. Because they said that I said New York needed to come. It doesn't need New York's never gone. Let me just be very clear about that. It's the most resilient city in the world, and I've been here. It's 2 blocks away from the World Trade Center. I remember moments where the city felt like it was beaten up, and I felt 2020 was a rough year. People can agree or disagree. I think it was very challenging.
It was death everywhere.
Right, everywhere.
Yeah.
It felt...
No, it was hard.
It felt different.
And people thought we weren't going to come back.
Right.
If I knew that was a load of crap. I thought they were just, honestly, I think I was on the air talking about this. I was like, they're lying to you. They're trying to drive down real estate prices and get people out of here so they can sell it, so they can buy shit on the low and sell it on the high.
Right. So like New York will always recover, and that's really because of the people. But like, if you look at the world of reality TV, there haven't been a lot of great New York shows.
Since Sex and the City.
That was not reality, but since Sex and the City.
That wasn't real?
That was not reality, no.
I really like those people. They were great people.
Like the house, there was no... So it's great to be part of that story.
Right.
And I think like, especially for girls, because that is a lot of our demographic, and the show is about women, girls watching the show everywhere are like, wow, that city looks kind of cool.
So you as someone who grew up in New York, and you as somebody that grew up coming to New York.
Yeah.
Where in Manhattan specifically, the clubs aren't as good. There's still great restaurants, obviously, but there's clearly a lot.
The clubs aren't as good Now?
Yeah, right now.
Oh, now, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, like, you got to go to Queens if you want to go to
Queens,
good
good clubs. Brooklyn's got some. Williamsburg, all of that.
Uh-huh.
But, so when people move to New York now, those of us that have been here for a while, and they're loving New York, and you're like, yeah, it's cool. Like, no, it's New York City, it's cool. But you missed the 90s and you missed the, the early 2000s, which was the shit.
Yes.
Do you guys feel like New York is missing something? Is there something you would love to see New York have that maybe we lost, or maybe there needs to be a new version of it?
I do agree that there is a very big inconvenience to living in New York, right? Like, you don't just get to like get in your car and drive anywhere. You have to, walk and
get on a
go
city
downstairs,
bike.
Get on a city bike or go downstairs and buzz someone in. There's a lot of shit that we take for a living here, and we pay high taxes that like the social aspect has to be there for everyone, right? So like I think people don't give enough credit to like hospitality, nightlife being a major component of what makes this city work. But
well, and just so you know, we've come to the conclusion here, at least short term, that we like congestion pricing.
We do.
We don't like the price.
Really? I hate
don't.
congestion.
No. Grab the mic, Shawnee.
Don't.
No, Laura.
No.
Laura, you like it.
No, I don't.
No, we don't like the price.
Are you driving?
The price is excessive.
Less.
No. The price is excessive. The price
that
what?
Our pockets are being tapped.
No, we don't like that.
Crazy.
But
Crazy.
if you've been driving and you're a driver like me,
everything has been a little bit lighter.
It's really nice. This congestion ride is really nice.
I don't drive, so I don't know.
No.
I have
listen.
recently started to learn how to use like public transportation. I'm fine with the subways like that. I've been using more and more, but like standing there and waiting for a bus is the worst. Like
Buses
I'm not
are
used
running
to
on
that.
time now.
Yeah.
They're running early and on time.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, there was one time I was standing there waiting because I live in Bergen County, New Jersey, so I still go back and forth. And I'm like waiting for a bus that was supposed to get there, and it never came. And then I found out I was like at the whole wrong bus stop.
Well, that sounds like a you problem, not a bus.
No,
I don't like it.
NJ
I think they
Transit
should
problem.
hit. I think they should hit the big corporate Ubers, Amazons, all that. That's who needs to get hit.
Yeah,
But then
facts.
also,
And
like,
I don't
even
get.
the-
And
I feel
sorry
too.
to the bikers.
But then even
I know
the
that people
Uber
love it. I
pricing
don't
is
love it either.
Wait, time
crazy.
out. Wait. Which bikers?
City bike. Or-
The city bike. No, first of all, there are people on city bikes who are just obnoxious and in the way,
Yes.
right? The delivery people, I love all the delivery people, but y'all gotta chill, bro.
I know.
Y'all gotta. We need some order.
I've almost been ran over by these people so many times.
I not only ran over, but I've almost ran many of them over, running through intersections, just
like, they
going
don't
the
care.
wrong way.
They don't care.
They have no care. But that's part of the charm of the city. That's why you're selling the city and
Yeah,
encouraging
that
people
is
to
the
move here,
charm,
right?
Yes.
So what's your biggest sale on the books right now that you haven't closed yet, that you're trying to close? What's the biggest, what's the one place you're trying to close right now?
I have an offer out on something that's asking $39. Our offer is a lot less.
3,900. Oh, so I'm just kidding. And where Billionaires Row still?
No, downtown.
Downtown. Where
NoHo.
downtown? NoHo. What is that? North of Houston.
Yes.
What's that? What's
Oh,
NoHo?
he said it.
Right.
He said it
What's that
correct.
like?
We always make
show.
fun of the Sobros, and that's
Yeah.
why.
Is that
We're just
between
There was
Houston
a
and
part, there was an
14th
episode
Exactly.
on the show.
So that's
Right.
Cheltenham. That's
It's technically like Greenwich Village. I guess.
Yeah, that's the village.
Central.
So, yes, the village.
That's the
Yeah.
village. But where there's no?
Can't
Is,
say. Can't say.
no, you
It's
can't
not-
say
'cause
where
it's
it
not
is.
done, yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
okay,
not
no
done.
problem. No
We're
problem.
still
I was really
pending.
trying to figure out what NoHo was
No,
technically.
Yo.
yeah, NoHo is
The real
is-
estate names, like Sobro,
Well, you
NoHo.
yo,
don't,
Sobro.
hey, don't say nothing.
It's all
about-
marketing.
Well, she was in
Yeah.
Spaha for a second.
Yes. Which is Spanish Harlem
I love that.
for a while.
Does that
I
help
love
the
that.
real
So
estate?
I was so annoyed.
selling
We
the
got to
property?
use
It
that
does,
next
yeah.
season.
It does.
Spaha.
It does.
The name change.
It does.
That's some bull. You know that's some bullshit. But
It's
you play the
total
game
bullshit,
to get
and
the bag. I know
developers
you
get
do.
behind it. Yeah.
It's
Sales
just
agents
rebranding. That's
Yeah.
it.
East
Yeah.
Williamsburg. That's
Some-
fucking
some
Bushwick.
work,
Knock
some
it
pick
off.
up.
Talk
Some
that
don't.
talk. Talk that talk.
Fucking Bushwick. They lying. Don't go over there.
Up the price. What?
Yeah,
Yo,
the prices in Brooklyn are crazy right now.
No, it's
Crazy.
nuts. It's nuts. Listen, it was a pleasure meeting you guys.
you.
Yeah,
Look,
congratulations.
Thank you.
I
you.
feel,
so
listen,
much.
congratulations on the show. I feel like
Yeah.
the city's really out of whack right now and,
Okay.
and out of balance.
You're not on?
And I appreciate the dialogue today. So, I know, look, New York City's always been a city where billionaires come, to build the world's playground, right?
Right.
Like it's an international city. But it was tough for me to be like, yeah, bring these people up and let's talk about $75 million condos like nothing's fucking wrong in this city right now. So I appreciate you guys coming through.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Check out the show.
It means a lot for us.
Especially if you can't afford it. Definitely go check out this show. It'll make you sick.
Show us some love selling the
You can
city.
dream. You can dream.
You could dream.
Yeah,
There you go.
we could dream, exactly.